Hey. I picked at this. Now it's red. Okay. I need to make sure that you guys can hear me. I have earbuds in. I've never used them before because I'm at the airport. Hey, Amanda. Shoot a heart or a thumbs up if you guys can hear me through these headphones. So, no, okay, sweet. You can hear me. Can you hear me good? Is it like, does it come through good so I can use these throughout my whole traveling for this trip? Yay. Awesome. Okay, so I'm learning how to stay in touch with you guys and do Facebook Lives and etc. as I travel. I'm at the airport on the way to Bali right now. Hey, Amanda. Oh, I wish you were coming to Bali with us. I thought you were coming. I thought I was going to get to hug you. So I have my iPhone with the light on, and then I'm using this on the computer with my headphones so I can be nice and quiet over here in the corner at the restaurant. And I was thinking about this, right? Like I heard someone, my team did a call sometime this week, and someone had mentioned how they had made this benchmark, like my next Bali retreat. They were going to be at this Bali retreat, and they were disappointed because they hadn't signed up or done anything with us, and then they weren't able to come with us to the Bali retreat, right? So it reminded, like, okay, I'm going to bring this all together. I was thinking about that, and then I was thinking about sitting here like, oh, like I'm at a restaurant. I really want to do a Facebook Live. It's kind of awkward. It's kind of weird. But like at the same time, I know I want to stay connected with my audience, and I know I'm going to be traveling a lot more, running these retreats and stuff. So it was kind of like this moment of like, well, what's going to happen? Is someone going to get mad at me or annoyed? Am I going to look like an idiot? If people can be able to hear noise in the background too much, and you're not going to be able to hear me. And then I was just like remembering, like, just like the girl who was talking about like, shoot, I didn't make it to that Bali retreat. Like part of this is like being patient. And when we recognize like, wow, I've been kind of putting this off for a long time, this whole like hop on the Facebook Live, even when I'm at a restaurant at the airport, like what if I just hop on and it wasn't a big deal? And I was just patient with myself. Like this time it'll be awkward, but the 20th time I do it, it's going to be normal, and I'll have worked out all the kinks. And maybe something weird or bad will happen now, or I'll learn where I can and can't do this. And I'll learn, soda water. I'll learn what tech pieces work and don't work. But if I just am willing to start, if I'm just willing to jump in, if I'm just willing to do the damn thing and stop freaking worrying about it, everything gets so easy after time. And then we don't have to go through the pain of looking at it and being like, wow, a whole year has passed, 6 months has passed, another month has passed, another week has passed, another day has passed, and I didn't show up and I didn't live to my fullest. I didn't do what I promised myself I would do. I didn't step in. I didn't see what my potential was made of. And it's painful. Like we get scared to step into something new. And like, I get it. We all get scared to step into something new. It's a little bit uncomfortable for me to hop on a live in the middle of an airport and a restaurant. That's a little bit awkward. But I'm jumping in and doing it because how else am I going to learn how to get it done and get it done well? So if you don't give yourself permission to just like start, it doesn't get any easier tomorrow. Tomorrow's not going to be any easier. In 6 months, it's not going to be any easier. Next year, it's not going to be any easier. Tomorrow's not going to be any easier. Like right now is the time to jump in and just say yes and do the thing, so we're not looking back. Maybe it's scary to jump in and do something new. It might be a little bit scary, but what does it feel like when we don't? When we make that commitment to ourselves, when we like, I am going to do this. I know I'm going to do it. And then we don't. And then we wake up another day, another week, another month, another year has passed, and we didn't do the thing that we said we were going to do. Like, both of them are painful and a little bit scary, but one of them gets you all the stuff you want, and one of them doesn't. So, like, what are we doing? Like, let's just do the damn thing, right? Another lesson was like, oh, cool, like, I'm running this retreat in Bali, and, you know, the way I do it was a certain way, and, like, I'm shifting and up-leveling it to a new level as my clients are all growing and expanding and having much more success, and I'm having more success, then I'm also expanding and up-leveling the way we do things, right? So we decided to get a private villa for this retreat. We kind of changed it last minute, which was kind of nerve-wracking, but at the same time, like, the girls deserve an upgrade. I'm, of course, going in that direction, up-leveling, so, like, just do the damn thing. Like, just jump in and, like, do it and learn as we go, and it's not going to be perfect, and that's perfect for me, and it's perfect for anyone who's around me, because we learn to adjust and, like, go with the flow and upgrade and up-level, which sometimes can be a little discombobulating. Starting, up-leveling, feels pretty much the same. Like, it all feels the same. So this is really just a like, hey, what if it doesn't have to be perfect? Hey, what if it's not going to feel any easier tomorrow? Hey, you don't want to be the girl that regrets not having shown up for yourself and taking the action that there is to take right now, and then being really proud of yourself on the other side of that, and you don't want to get left behind. And that's not like a scarcity threat thing. It's just like, let's just deal with facts here. Like, just basic fact, like you can get left behind. Opportunities do pass. And right now, there's never been a time like this for people to be able to jump in and have this kind of life where like they're making tons of money, and I'm writing $40,000 checks out for taxes, and I'm traveling to Bali and running retreats there, and my family's coming with us, and we're moving to a tropical place to live. And like anybody can have that. And now is the time to jump in and have that. And I don't know what it's going to look like in 5 years. I don't know what the entrepreneurial field and coming in at that place will look like. Maybe it'll be even easier in 5 years, but maybe it'll actually be a whole lot harder to jump in. Even if you look at just something like Facebook, the algorithms on Facebook changing, and now you kind of have to learn how to start advertising. Like it's getting to the place where just being new and kind of throwing ads out there doesn't really work, because it's required for you to actually be advertising in order to be seen in the business arena. So even already between when we started this whole entrepreneurial thing, and let's just say 10 years later to now, things just changed and got a little bit harder to jump in, a little bit harder to like be the new person jumping in without a lot of skill sets on how to do it. So what is it going to look like in 1 year or in 5 years or in 10 years, right? Like you got to take advantage of the opportunities you have now. And maybe this doesn't look like an entrepreneurial journey for you. Maybe for you, this just looks like taking advantage of the relationship that you have in front of you, or the raise opportunity, or speaking up, or saying no, or leaving the job and following your career, or starting to go to school, or whatever the damn thing is for you. It doesn't freaking matter. You know what it is. You always knew what it was. All this is a matter of actually getting to the place where we are taking action right now, like literally taking action right now. So I really love to point out times for you guys, because I think everyone sort of thinks of it like, oh, it's just easy for her, right? Like seriously, be honest with me. If you thought that, tell me, right? Like, tell me like, yep, I've thought that, like, oh, this is just easy for Mandy. Like there's a million examples I can give you of things that are like really hard. Like they feel hard in the moment. Like this was uncomfortable and this was hard for me to hop on a live here, right? Oh, now we know that the clocks, oh, somebody was calling me for my lighting. Oh, my daughter's calling me. Okay, so even this was kind of like intimidating, right? To hop on and do this, but like, who cares? And going to Bali, I was like, I don't really know the different areas really well. Like I want to learn the areas. And like, I picked an area because the villa that I picked was really beautiful, and it was right next to another one where the team could stay, and the beach was close by. And then as I grow and as I learn and as I have other friends who are now traveling around the world, I learned like, oh, look at this beautiful place that's right on the beach. We could have done that. So like, instead of being frustrated, I'm just like, great, next time I run the retreat, I'm going to definitely do it at the place that's on the beach, right? And I'm going to change up how we do it so that we get to up level even more, right? So that's what it's just like going through this. It's just like, who cares what it looks like right now? Just do something, get started, get the ball rolling, and you'll build momentum. You just start doing it and you'll build momentum to the next thing and the next thing, and you'll keep having momentum. But no, there's no momentum for you to work on and to have and to feel that like, that energy that comes to the table if you don't get started, if you don't just like jump in, if you don't just do the damn thing, right? And like, so part of that is like this May group coming up for me. I'm like, I know there are some people out there who've been like circling and they're like, I'm not sure, and like, I can't, or this is too much, or like, how do I know it's going to work for me? How do I know it'll pay off? I've already spent this much money, or I'm already in this other program, or I already have this other coach. Like, how do I know? It's like, you don't have to know. This is the easy part, right? Like, I know you're a fit for me. If your body's going like, yes, like I know that like having step-by-step business coaching with someone helping me with this mentality and staying on track would be like, oh my God, that's so amazing. But blah, 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 blah. That's the stuff, right? Like, that's like, are you going to listen to your soul, or are you going to listen to the fear? And that's it. It's just that simple, right? And so two things, if you just take two things away from this today, one would be like, just freaking start, because it's not going to be any easier tomorrow. And who cares if it looks like shit or turns out like shit? You'll learn from it and you'll do it better and better and better. And eventually you'll do it really good. You just got to freaking start, right? And the second thing is like, don't get left behind. Just don't get left behind. Don't be the girl who wakes up and is like, wow, another freaking month passed with this bad habit that I had, or this lack of following up, or me not knowing what I'm really made of. You're 1,000 times more powerful and badass than you ever dreamed of. That's why you opted into this life, because you already knew that you could do that. And that's the same stuff I need to hear. That's what I needed to hear too, right? Like, I needed to be reminded that like, I chose this because I knew I could do it. And then when the going got tough, I wanted to like contract or play small, but I knew I could do it. That's why I began this journey. And so did you. You already knew you could do this. So now it's just, you get to keep playing small and contracting, or you can expand into the fear and let yourself actually embrace it and move forward and take a step forward, right? Yes, just start jumping both feet. Kate's doing it, doing the damn thing, and girl's getting results now, right? She jumped in with us and now she's getting the reward from that. And it doesn't magically turn easy, but you continue to keep doing that and it gets easier and easier over time. And then you look back, because if you're always pushing yourself to that next level, it always somewhat feels hard. But then all of a sudden you're like, this didn't get easier. And then all of a sudden you look back and you think about what was hard a year ago and you're like, oh my God, like I do that without even thinking now. And you're like, oh my God, this really did get easier. And I think I've said this to you guys before. My friend Laura told me about this once, but it's like a spiral staircase and you feel like you're just going in circles and like never going anywhere, but really like you're going circles and you're raising, right? And you're like, you're gaining altitude. Only if you're taking action, jumping in and doing the thing, saying yes, and actually committing yourself to do it and moving forward and taking the action. Does that make sense? Like you really will just be staying on the same level if you're just repeating the same day over and over. So just like, it's okay just not to. Like just today we can decide we're not doing that anymore. I'm unavailable for a freaking Groundhog Day anymore. I'm no longer available for that. I'm going to choose something new. I'm going to opt into something new. I'm going to make the decision. I'm going to make a committed action for me to put myself in a position where I'm going to follow through with this, whatever the damn thing is, right? Because it sucks to wake up and regret how the day before went, how we didn't show up, how we didn't do the damn thing. If I had gotten to Bali and never jumped on this live and learned like, okay, how do I do Facebook Lives while I'm traveling and I'm in public? If I never learned that, I would be like, oh, another opportunity passed. And a part of me would lose a little bit of self-confidence. It would lose a little bit of faith. It would lose a little bit of trust in myself and that chutzpah that I have to like push to the next level, that expansion that I feel, that momentum that I feel. Like a piece of that would be knocked off. And every time I don't follow through, a piece of that is knocked down a little bit, right? But when you do the damn thing, when you just say yes, when you get on the freaking call, when you say yes, when you invest, when you do whatever the thing is, right? Like when you're doing whatever the freaking thing is, when you get on the freaking Facebook Live, when you speak your truth, when you have the tough conversation, when you say no when you need to, when you put the freaking cookie down, whatever the thing is, right? Like when you do that, it's a little more piece of you that builds that momentum and that excitement and that like that push forward that expands you and just keeps everything growing and getting bigger and bigger to where you look back and you're like, wow, 2 years ago I was on food stamps and today I'm writing a $40,000 check to pay my taxes. Like what the like that's how it happens, one decision at a time. And now I know that, so it's very rare that I won't show up for myself and do the thing when I feel a prompting to do it, because I already know what I get. I know that small action adds up so fast and I get such massive rewards at the end of it if I'm just consistently taking those small steps and the big leaps when I feel an intuitive prompt to do so. Make sense? So, hey, Jackie. So, that's it for today, right? And really, this was just me listening to my intuition, being obedient, doing these awkward Facebook Live in the middle of a restaurant. I did it and just sharing like, girl, like it's not any easier for me than it is for you. So do the freaking thing. Stop, like if we just be real, like, can we stop making excuses and complaining and acting like we can't make it happen? Because you can, you know it. The only reason you're not making it happen is because you're spending too much time focusing on what if it all goes wrong, or I can't, this is hard, and like we just waste all our time and energy there versus like, I'm in, how do I do this? How do I move to the next level? Like I'm going to make the decision that's going to pull in the resource that helps me to get there. And maybe there's a period of time where like, I'm not exactly sure how that's going to happen, but you don't need to. All you need to know is that you were a yes and you opted into that, and then you just took it to the next level. You allowed resources to come in, support, etc. Right? Like, and I know that that's not the easiest thing to do because I do it all the freaking time. I would never be where I'm at without doing that myself. Make sense? Okay, that's my share for today. I love you guys. If you have any questions, I'll post a link below about the group coming up. Anybody who's wanting to jump in on that with us, and if you have any questions more around what I shared about, like how you have the courage to do something that's scary when you know that's what you need to do to get to the next level, but you're having trouble getting yourself to do it, right? Like if you have specific questions about that, because that's the action that's required, and that's literally the work we do. Like you spend every day staying focused on how to get and not going out and doing the distraction numbing and not what if this doesn't work, and have to, and like all that time and energy you spend over here. Like imagine what your life would be like if you used all that energy to get you all the things that you're looking to in life and making healthy habits and wise decisions to get to the next level. What would your life look like? Just in 6 weeks, what would your life look like? Never mind 12 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, right? That's a completely different life, and you and I both know it. So it's just like, hey, are you going to do it or you're not going to do the thing, right? And how, it's not a matter of if you're going to do it, because you and I both know you're going to do it. You're incredible. You already chose this. However, it's like, how long are you going to torture yourself for and not doing it and not taking the lead, right? That's what I say to myself constantly. Like, how long am I not going to torture myself for? Okay, that is all. I love you guys. I'm headed to Bali, so I'm not sure if I'll get another live in tomorrow or not, but I'll see you when I see you. Love you.